Praise the Lord, my dear brothers and sisters, and I welcome each one of you this day. It's a wonderful day, and let us receive God's message with joy in our hearts and hope. So today I want to share with you a message that the Lord has given me from Matthew's. I shall read from Matthew's chapter 19, verse 13 and 14, also 15. The little children and Jesus. Then the little children were brought to Jesus for him to place his hands on them and pray for them. But the disciples rebuked those who brought them. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." When he had placed his hands on them, he went on from there. So today's message is for children, especially now that all children are going back to school after their vacation, and also parents are getting ready to admit their younger sons, or just first time going to school, their little ones going to take admission into a school, into a big school, and all parents are now preparing for that. And also they must be very anxious and worried for the first time their children are going to step out from their home environment and go to another place. So they may be anxious and worried about all that. But my dear brothers and sisters, do not worry, because our God is with them. He said, "Bring the children to me. Let the little children come to me." So in the beginning, before we do anything, we should first pray. We should bring the children to Jesus and ask Jesus to bless them, because surely He will bless our children, our grandchildren. He will place His hands on them and bless them. And when He is with them, then there is nothing to worry, because He will surely go before them and bless their work, bless their studies, whatever they will be doing, He will bless all that. So why fear? Why be anxious? Because He knows our future. He knows everything. But all we need to do is thank Him and rejoice in Him and count the blessings that He has given us children, and that we are able to send them to school. So let us offer our children to Jesus, who will bless them, put His hands on them and bless them, as He said. And we must claim that promise, because He has already. Once children join school, we'll see different ways they behave in school. Some of them, they listen to all the instructions, and they follow the instructions of the teacher, and they do all that the teacher asks them to do. But some of our children may not be that way. But we are not to worry about that. They may want to run around the classroom and do what they want to do. If some children are coloring, they may want to take some toys and play, but that's not something that they're doing wrong, or something is wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with them, because the way they have been brought up at home, it reflects that, because their parents allow them to be free, to choose their own things to do. So they think they can go out and do the same things. But then the elders or the teachers who take care of the children should not think otherwise. Oh, this child is not following instructions, so maybe something is wrong with her. But that's not the case. And because we believe that our children are blessed by the Lord, why will our children be something different? They will not. So don't worry if your children are running around, or they're going out of the classroom and they need little extra care. It's after some time, those children also will follow the instruction. Once they come to know that in the school they have to be in such a way, they will learn that. But it will take some time, because all 5 fingers are not the same. All children are not the same. Different children behave differently, and they are unique. They have individual differences that we should know. We are not some kind of a vegetable or uniform, or some kind of an article or robot that they will do the same thing as a robot will be instructed. They are children, and they have the mind of their own. So some, because of the strict environment at home, and they've been corrected, or whatever the reason is, they learn to sit quietly in one place and do whatever they are asked to do. But some, maybe their upbringing was different. Maybe they were more, the parents have allowed them certain privileges, so they think that they can also do in school. So nothing wrong with those children, not to worry. Parents also continue to believe in the Lord, and He will settle all their problems, because the promises are given in the Bible, and it says very clearly, I shall read to you. We all know that children are a gift from God. They are a plan of God that they have sent to us. We are the parents, but God sent these children into our lives. So see in Jeremiah, if we read chapter 1, verse 5, what does God tell Jeremiah also? The word of the Lord came to me saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. The main part here is, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Even before our children were conceived in the womb, God knew them. They were already in His thought. They were already in His mind. So we have such a powerful and living God who knows each one of us, and before even we are formed in the womb, He knows us. So we need to trust Him that He will definitely, He has planned something for our children. He has their future in His hands. And also when we read Isaiah chapter 54 verse 13, sometimes, the complaint might come from the school saying your daughter or your son is not writing properly, the letters are not formed, the formation is not correct, or she cannot spell properly, or he cannot spell properly, cannot read, very slow learner, very slow in reading. Don't get discouraged, my dear parents. Don't get discouraged, because if we continuously trust in the Lord and pray, miracles happen. Great miracles happen, as it is written in Isaiah chapter 54 verse 13. What does God tell us? All your children will be taught by the Lord, and great will be your children's peace. If we ask the Lord to teach our children, we will teach them, but before we teach them, we should need to pray. And ask the children also to pray. And ask the Lord to fill them with His wisdom. And you see how well they will learn. And they will shine brightly in school. They will look different, and they will also, their wisdom will be different from the others. That will be far ahead of others, I would like to say that. Because when God's wisdom comes into us, we will be different from the others. So don't worry when such complaints come, or you feel that, something is wrong with my child. Nothing is wrong with your child, dear parents. Through personal experience, I'm telling you, nothing is wrong with them. They are unique. Each one is different, and we need to help those children also to follow those. We can't make a duck go and fly, like an eagle up in the sky. A duck will do very well in the water. So different creatures are also made for their own environment. So our children also, they are different. So they will love to do certain things. Some may be very good in the sports. They will climb up and they will do so many things, but others can't do. They are so timid and they will not be able. Some maybe will write beautifully, but others can draw very well. So we must praise them for what they are able to do. So we must, as parents, also praise our children, encourage them. And don't discourage the children ever, saying you have to get 100 upon 100 in spellings. No, that will discourage the child. And before the child can do something, also the child will only think my mother wants 100 or my father wants 100. Even if they're getting 5 correct, they will get nothing correct, they'll get 0. So we need to encourage our children and say that I'm happy with you. You have tried so well. You got 10 on 20, very good. If you can get 10 on 20, I'm sure you can also, if you put a little more effort, you will get 11 next time, maybe 12 next time. You'll see how well the child will perform. Because the child is happy at home. My parents believe in me and they know that I'm very good. For a parent-teacher meeting when my daughter was still in school, and the third language teacher spoke to me about her, saying that she is not scored very high marks in Hindi. She could have done better than this, and her score was 70 plus. So then I saw that mark, the marks that she had got. I said, I'm very happy with my daughter's marks in Hindi. I'm very pleased with her. She has really worked hard and she does not get any help from anyone. On her own, she has struggled and she had studied, and I'm very happy with her. I told the teacher. The teacher was shocked because some parents would have said that, oh yes, ma'am, I will go home and I will speak to her very harshly and I'll make her practice more and do very well. But I was different. I said, I'm happy with her result. The teacher was a little shocked. And she said, no, but it's nice to learn languages. I said, yeah, it's nice to learn languages, but how much they are doing, they're capable of, they're giving the best. So I'm happy with that, ma'am, nothing to worry. So she didn't say anything, and after that I saw that my daughter was getting better grades in Hindi again. She was even doing even better. So this is a little example that I'm sharing with you. So our children, we must, as parents, because we are their parents, we are more responsible for them than maybe when they go to school and by the teachers. But we as parents must always encourage our children. We must help them and we must pray with them before they start studying. This should always encourage our children. According to Matthew 19, how Jesus said, let the little children come to me. So we must encourage our children to put our trust in Jesus, who will help them, who will help us. And also, we know that God will teach our children. It's written, all your children will be taught by the Lord, and how they will have peace. That means they will not have to struggle so much, and they will be set apart because they are the children of God. And also we see in Jeremiah how the Lord speaks, God speaks to Jeremiah and says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. So if every child on this earth is known by God, every child. Doesn't matter what religion is, God did not make any religion, He made us human beings. And we are all His children. And God knows each one of us. And also, we know that the promises in Isaiah chapter 61, how He says that they will be ministers of the Lord. They will be priests of the Lord. I'd like to share a message with you from Isaiah 61. The Lord had given me when I was very, very sad and was a little anxious about my grandchild. And instead of brooding about it or going and telling everyone, I opened the Bible. I prayed and the Lord gave me this message. I'd like to share with you. It's in Isaiah 61. I was blessed with this message, and from then on I claimed this message and I kneel down and read this message. They will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of His splendor. This is a part of verse 3. It's also in the beginning it's given about to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, and the oil of gladness instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. But what I liked was, they will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord, for the display of His splendor. And also I was touched by this. And you will be called priests of the Lord. You will be named ministers of our God. Instead of their shame, my people will receive a double portion. And instead of disgrace, they will rejoice in their inheritance. For they will inherit a double portion in the land, and everlasting joy will be theirs. In my faithfulness, I will reward them and make an everlasting covenant with them. Their descendants will be known among the nations, and their offspring among the peoples. And all who see them will acknowledge that they are a people the Lord has blessed. See how beautiful this message is the Lord gave me. And after I received that message, I was so encouraged. And I thanked the Lord that this is what He is going to do. Not about what people tell about your children. Oh, she is very lazy, or she is restless, or she may be autistic, or she needs to visit the clinic for some tests. It's not important what they say. What God talks about your children and what He declares about your children, That is more important. So, on this note, my dear friends, I would like to encourage you this new year, especially for your children, because they are a gift from God. Let us not handle them carelessly, but with much care, with love and respect for them, because they are all chosen children of God. God knew them before they were even formed in their mother's womb, and He has a plan for them. So do not be discouraged when you hear such words. Let us always rejoice in the Lord and thank the Lord for our children. And may the Lord bless each one of you. And I will pray for all your children.